then after Santiago, I wasn't I wasn't even satisfied with like the way that I played. Like I wanted to be more than that, like you just said, like not because I was just being myself in Santiago and kickoff, and I wanted to be more than that. I wanted to be this like this like perfect like figure. Like I don't know. It's just perfectionism, like just
Yeah.
this terrible thing. I just hate perfectionism.
All right. So, hi everybody. Station 2 and Spec.gg here with eeiu after their series against um, Energy former team. Just blanked in my mind. I was thinking 100 teams for some reason, but yeah,
You're good.
just like what's going through your mind just as a first thought.
Well, like the obvious, like immediate thought is like, fuck, we're at a stage one, the last to like put it into perspective for the people that are listening to this, the last like 6 weeks, maybe like 2 months of my life, I feel like I've sort of I put so much effort because of how bad I wanted this performance in stage one. I put so much effort into everything I was doing in my life, and especially in terms of like the game, that like coincidentally the performance ended up dropping and I ended up doing not as good as what I would have done if I maybe didn't go through the same thing. So it's like a really weird experience to put into words, but I think like um yeah, it's fuck. This is so hard to explain for my wording, but like I basically like putting a lot of extra pressure on my shoulders because of what I wanted to achieve, like being so attached to like the goal that I really wanted out of the stage one, that I put like an unbelievable amount of pressure on myself for 2 months straight. And the entire duration of these 2 months have just been like stress and constant work and anxiety and like all these things, even going into the match. And for me to play well and win, similar to like kickoff or any other time I've ever won in my career, I really need to like enjoy the game. But because of the amount of pressure that I was putting on my own shoulders to kind of get this result over the line, I haven't really I've been like forcing my own enjoyment for like the last few matches that we've been playing, and haven't really enjoyed the game, you know what I mean? So, yeah, overall feeling I'm not feeling as bad as I was on my birthday. When we lost the game against Lev on my birthday, it felt really like, imagine having all that pressure. You give your absolute 100% effort every single like scrim that you play, every single match that you play, but you're not actually like listening to your body and like doing what you think you need to do to perform at a higher level, but you're trying to push yourself to perform at a higher level. So after we lost against Lev, it was more like I was just like miserable, like, and including it being my birthday, it was just like a really, really bad feeling, and it felt kind of like hopeless. Like it felt like I didn't have any sort of control, I guess, over what was going on. But that's also like the reflection that I needed to realize I don't have to put all this like crazy pressure on my shoulders, because I you can't really control like what happens. It's sort of like all down to like God's will. You can't win. You can't just like force a win. All you can do is put in as much, effort and work towards achieving that. Um, and so yeah, I would say like the there's a good side and a bad side to what I'm trying to say right now. I'm just kind of yapping at this point, but the good side is that I've learned, I already knew this earlier in my career. I guess I just fell into the habits again because of how bad I wanted it, but I learned that even if I want something really, really badly, adding like the extra pressure and like expectations and all these things on my shoulders just doesn't help get the result any more than trying my best. And I remember saying that verbatim in kickoff, like multiple times on interviews. So sort of fell away from that mindset personally, recently. And after we lost like 13-4 on Lotus, and I was genuinely like giving it like my absolute all, like full attention and awareness towards anything that might be like macro related or like this or that. Uh, yeah, the realization sort of just hit me that like, dude, you gotta like have fun at some point. So, um, that's like the good side. The good side is I've learned and I'm ready to, even though I was feeling really drained over the last like 2 months, like genuinely really drained. It's just I'm like pushing forward, even though I have no energy, no motivation to like do it. Kind of is like the way that I would describe it. I'm still just pushing forward because I really, really want to win. Um, I'm now, even though I'm still low energy from like that whole experience, I'm now sort of like rebuilding that energy kind of, and I'm hopeful for the future. I'm hopeful for the EWC qualifiers that we're going to be playing soon, and I'm hopeful for champions when we make it. So, um, yeah, like immediate thoughts. Fuck, we're out of stage one. Sucks, but it's gonna work out in the future.
That's a really cool perspective to hear with just everything that happened with your love series, where it was it was almost that spur that helped you be able to get into a state of actually just taking a step back and thinking about just kind of looking at things with the bigger picture and then realizing where you were at mentally. Because I think that's the reason why you were one of my favorite people to speak to, is like you could take pauses and steps back to really just reflect and then analyze how things were going, and then that's why you've been able to get back to international stages after tough periods.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Also, just having like the really big push of it being like, it was my birthday. You always enjoy your time on your birthday. You have to enjoy your birthday, and that was the first birthday I think I've ever spent in my life that I didn't enjoy. Do you know how much of like a miserable feeling that is? Like a genuine like a stab to the heart. I did not enjoy my birthday. I was playing a match too. I love matches. It's like the thing that I enjoy the most in my life. Didn't enjoy the match. Didn't enjoy my birthday. Like absolute like it's just been it's been a terrible experience like trying to live through that, and realizing that you're going to perform better and you're going to win more if you genuinely do like, I guess, like what feels right in your heart rather than like pushing yourself into, I guess, like, like I said, over the last like 6 weeks, like doing this work and doing all these things that like trying to build these habits, for example, to, I guess, for whatever reason, maybe it's like a good habit in general to build, maybe it helps other people, maybe um for the bigger picture, you know what I mean? Like even if it makes me feel shitty, I'm doing it because I want to win and I love my teammates and I love the boys no matter what. So I'm trying to be, instead of trying to be the best version of myself, I'm trying to be the best version of like this, not myself, the best version of like some sort of person that isn't me for the boys, like whatever is asked of pretty much. And yeah, it's been really draining, but I do feel like what you said, having that like stab in the chest after experiencing the way I felt on my birthday sort of made me realize like, yeah, I just have to be myself. Like, not really a better way to put it.
Yeah, it seems like you're trying to yeah, like you were saying when you're talking about force something to be an enhanced version or something that you felt like you needed
Yeah,
to be more than what you already were, which was
yeah,
good enough.
exactly. Like one to one.
Hmm.
That's like nail on the head. Like trying to be, even after Santiago, I had a lot of impact in Santiago. We didn't end up winning, but it was like a pretty good tournament for me. And then after Santiago, I wasn't I wasn't even satisfied with like the way that I played. Like I wanted to be more than that, like you just said, like not because I was just being myself in Santiago and kickoff, and I wanted to be more than that. I wanted to be this like this like perfect like figure. Like I don't know. It's just perfectionism, like just
Yeah,
this terrible thing. I just hate perfectionism. I don't
I actually
know.
remember that because I actually spoke to you after you were eliminated. I was like, I mean, honestly, like you were ripping in the tournament. You're just constantly there, and then only thing you could think of was just it doesn't matter. Like it's that doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, I
Is
was
that what I
like,
said?
yeah, I was like, oh man, he's really like locked in with everything. So it's cool to see like just everything come together again, like after this
Yeah,
reflection.
I would say like part of that was definitely like say it didn't matter. Like in reality, it really doesn't matter how you perform if you lose. So
Hmm.
I think that was like the thing that unsatisfied me the most about my performance in Santiago, because in kickoff, like, dude, if we win the trophy, it really doesn't matter. Like, go fucking minus 30 every game. If you win every trophy, it doesn't matter what your performance is. So even though like the performance individually for me was good in Santiago, had good reads, good calls, whatever, for some reason in my head, I just managed to convince myself that like it would be better off if I didn't perform to the best of my ability and tried to be like, like I sacrifice whatever I can to for the greater good, like the bigger picture, the win, trying to be more of like a I don't know. I don't know how to like word it. Like being more of what I'm not. And yeah, I think definitely the driving force for that was the loss in Santiago. Like if we would have won the tournament and I had a good performance, then I don't think stage one anything would have changed for me. Like I'd still be enjoying my day as much as I can, enjoying the game, loving the game, playing it, whatever. Um, but instead, because we lost in Santiago, and also like the first few weeks of practice were like pretty emotional. Like people were getting upset at mistakes and like angry. It made me sort of push myself to. I was still playing the game, still trying to build good habits, staying away from bad habits, doing all this, waking up early, staying in routine, whatever, but doing it without any enjoyment. So I'm not actually doing like, what makes me me. I'm just powering through. But yeah, the driving force is definitely like the loss in Santiago. If we would have won, none of this would have probably happened. I would have just been more content with being myself, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like you were spreading yourself really thin the past 2 months.
Yeah, I talked to like some people on FURIA about it as well, like people that have been esports for a long time, and they said exactly that. They said like you kind of like lose yourself when you try to give so much of, I guess, yourself to other things that isn't really you. I guess I don't know, weird.
No, that's understandable. And honestly, I think you're on a good team to at least be able to help with that. I think just speaking to some of your teammates, it feels like an environment where they are very open towards those things. And I think by stage two, you'll be able to be like 100% back to yourself, and then you'll be able to have another spike that you seem to always have
Yeah,
after these down periods.
it's funny too because going into this team, like the big environment and the culture that uh, I talked a lot to the team about after we lost in the offseason. In the offseason, we tried to be sort of what we're trying to be right now in stage one. We tried to be this like I don't want to like talk too much about like our team identity, so I'll just say like the stage one identity that we're trying to follow for our team is similar to what we did in the offseason. And after we lost in the offseason, we sort of said kind of like what you're saying, where everyone's like more open about like being yourself and adapting to what happens in the current moment and like this and that. I remember preaching like a lot of that in kickoff because that was pretty much our identity. It wasn't really like a lot of it is just flow state. I guess that's like the best way I could put it. It's just like team wide flow state. That was like the identity. And so if you go and you look up like what are the characteristics needed to reach flow state or whatever, it's like enjoyment in the game, like all these things that are kind of like requirements to reach flow state, and then sort of like focusing down on those things and making sure all five players can get as close to that as possible was, I guess, like kind of what was being preached. And a lot of that is like being yourself. A lot of that is enjoying the game and whatnot. And so, yeah. Sorry, could you repeat like your question or something, bro? I'm just on like a full like yap session at this point.
No, you're cool. I mean, it really wasn't
There's a
even a
lot going through my
question.
head.
Yeah, like it wasn't even a question. It was just saying that like you have, it feels like a team where you have that type of environment
Oh,
to build off of.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I think every team I've been on honestly feels like that. Like every single team that I've been on has that like environment where at the end of the day everyone wants to win. Like that's the ultimate goal, right? All of your teammates, your coaches, everybody wants to win. Nobody does anything with like any bad intention. It's just like sometimes the path to winning isn't clear. Not sometimes, every time. The path to winning is like very, very, very difficult for it to be clear. And different teams have different paths. Like there are really structured and set teams who take Leviathan, for example. I know Owner and Francisco, they have like a system where they really like structure. They like talking about their defaults. They like having really set execs, really set retakes, and like this and that. They don't really want to have too much adaptability within like the macro structure of the round, but they let the teammates on their team, like the kids, they let them make their own adaptations in the round. Like if somebody's uncomfortable swinging an angle or something like that, like they'll call a 3-2-1 just naturally. It's not like it's that part I feel like isn't super forced for like the way that their structure works. But then also like you look at Energy and G2, and these teams have a different type of structure that helps them succeed. Same thing with like Furia. We have a different type of structure that helps us succeed. And I think like our path to winning is a lot more clear to us now after we had the experience from the off season to stage one and our kickoff experience that uh it should like even though nobody has like any bad intention of like wanting us to lose. Obviously, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody wants you to win. People are always like naturally accepting of like whatever type of person you feel like you have to be to perform at your peak. That's kind of like the goal, right? Especially here at Furia. And so, yeah, even if Furia is accepting of it, 100 Thieves, Energy, like every team really, because everyone just wants to win, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm. Awesome
Bro,
fear.
you caught me at the worst time. I'm actually just like perma yapping. Like
No, it's
I've
okay. It was
there's
good to hear
there's
with
no
everything.
there's no like conscious like thought process. It's just like whatever word pops up in my head is just going straight out the mic, and so I just lose the question entirely.
No, it's all. I mean, a lot happened, right? Like end of the season, it's tough at all.
It's been a tough 2 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, I mean, it was good catching up with you, Dan. I really appreciate just always seeing where your head's at with things. And yeah,
Thank you.
I hope to see
Thank you.
you
And
again. You're
sorry,
just resting after.
sorry for just perma yapping the entire time, brother.
Nah, that's all cool. I mean, if you as long as you feel better after just getting all out, then that's all that matters.
I appreciate it,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. Take care.
Thank you, Sage.
Of course, of course.